I will be showing you the most crazy and useful 5 base ideas that will make your experience much better and comfortable. Let's get straight into the video. The first base is the wood grinding base, that has everything to make wood obtaining most efficient: a big and comfortable auto unloader, a place to store your axes, a garage, and a storage for special wood. Starting with the auto unloader, this is the most efficient and also simple design that you can use to unload logs by positioning a blueprint on your car and turning it, and the auto unloader also has a loading system to make wood processing as fast as possible. Because it's a very useful build, I already have a short and detailed tutorial on how to build it, which you can watch later. The link is in the description. The next build is the axe shelf, that keeps your axes in a secure place, protected from players. The materials you will need to build the axe shelf are 4 smooth walls, 4 posts, 4 2/4 wedges, and then go to fancy furnishings and buy 10 glass panes. After you collected all the materials, let's start building. First, place 2 smooth walls next to each other, and 2 more on top. Then place 4 posts on the edge of the smooth walls, and 4 wedges behind. Then finally cover the shelf with glass panes, place them so they don't touch the smooth walls, like so. Now the axe shelf is done. In order to place axes inside it, move the glass pane, place the axe, and then quit. Next up is the garage. This is a simple and yet beautiful build that makes your vehicle spawners way more organized. Because it's a big build, it requires a lot of materials: 20 large tiles, 12 posts, and 32 1/2x1 wedges. And it will take 220 units of oak wood to fill up the blueprints, which in average is the wood of 7 oak trees. You will also need to get on the ship. No, come back! You will also need to get on the ship, buy a ticket, and after you arrived, go to Link's Logics, and buy 2 orange neon wires, also 12 neon wires of whatever color, and 2 levers. Here's how to build it. First, place 2 of any spawner you want, and ensure they're aligned. Then place a posts diagonally to spawners, like so. The last post is a bit tricky, because I used 2 different spawners, so I had to place posts in tiny unit blueprints to verify. Now place 2 more posts on top, making the columns 3 posts tall in total. Then on top of a column in the back, carefully place a large tile, so it's 2 units out on the back and on the side. Then you can place a large tile guide blueprint under, so it's easier to continue building the roof. Then you can place multiple guide blueprints and keep building. Once you're done with the roof, we can start placing the decorational wedges. To do so, place a large floor blueprint so it touches both the roof and the column, and place another one under. Destroy the first large floor, and place more large floors aligned. Then finally place large tiles on top of each floor. With those guiding blueprints, you can easily place the wedges. After you're done with the build, you can still see that it's very dark inside, so place 2 levers, and place the orange neon wires with multiple stops, so they emit more light, and activate the levers. Finally, we can build the neon wire fence. For that, place a smooth wall blueprint 1 stud away from the spawner and roughly in the middle of the columns. Then start placing the neon wire at the edge of the post, to the smooth wall. Then do the same a bit higher. Now finally make the wires longer. And now repeat the same on other sides except the entrance. And now you're finally done. The final build in the wood grinding base is the storage for special wood. To make one storage box, you will need 2 large tiles filled with the wood you chose. Then go to fancy furnishings and buy 2 large glass panes. Then travel to Link's Logics again and buy a lever, 2 neon wires of the color of the chosen wood, for example orange if you chose spook wood, yellow if you chose snowglow wood, etc. To build it, form a box by placing a large glass pane, 2 large tiles from selected wood, and another glass pane. After, place a lever right next to a large tile, switch it on, and then place a neon wire around where the lever output is. Go around the walls of the box. Then finally fill it up with wood. You can build as many boxes as you want, but I built 3, for snowglow wood, blue spruce wood, and spook wood. And because there are neon wires, the boxes look pretty colorful during the night. This is only the start of the video, there are lots of insane bases coming, and because this video took a lot of time to make, I would appreciate if you subscribe. The next extremely cool base that I will show you is the shop base. During each Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, new limited items come out, and after they go off sale, you can sell them to players for a massive profit. To attract buyers, of course, you have to build a shop, and I will also show you how to build a simple and comfortable storage to let you restock your shop and maximize selling efficiency. Starting with the shop, you will need 72 1/4 cherry wedges, 18 cherry large tiles, for cherry thin smooth walls, for cherry smooth walls, 12 cherry posts, 19 large oak tiles, 15 elm large tiles, and 2 elm small tiles. To fill up the blueprints you will need 784 cherry wood units, 92 elm wood units, and 114 oak wood units, which is the average of 6 cherry trees, for oak trees, and 1 elm wood trunk. That might seem like a lot of wood, but if you use the previous sawmill base you will get the blueprints in no time. Also buy 2 large glass panes, 2 glass doors, then 14 neon wires of whatever color, 7 white neon wires, and 1 lever. You can also get 4 of any item you want to decorate. Now we can start building. First, place all your large elm tiles into a 3x5 platform. Then place 2 large oak tiles on both sides. In the gap, place 2 glass doors facing against each other. Then you will need to place a large oak tile by turning it. It should look like this. And even if you have difficulties and don't get to place it correctly, and it looks like this, you can just leave it like that, it doesn't matter. Then place 2 more large oak tiles, and once you're done, repeat what we did, but on the other side. Now at the back of the platform, place a large oak tile with the turning glitch, the same on the other side. Then finally place a large glass pane, another large oak tile, and another large glass pane. We're now done with the difficult part. Then take your large cherry tile, and place it here, for studs out. Then place a whole line of large cherry tiles. Like before, place down some guiding large tiles and continue building the roof. After, place a 1/4 cherry wedge, and 5 more higher, so there are 6 wedges in total. Then place 6 wedges going down. Then keep placing wedges next to them, until you're done with the roof. The roof should look like this in the end. You still might notice that there is a massive hole. To patch it you will need to place a post, a thin smooth wall, another post, then 2 normal smooth walls, 2 posts on top, then finally a thin smooth wall, and 2 posts. Then simply repeat the same on the other side. Once you're done with the roof, You can still see that the interior of the shop is extremely dark. To fix this, first place a lever 5 studs away from the entrance. Then switch the lever on, and starting from the lever output, place all your white neon wires around the shop. When you've finished placing wires, the shop should look like this. Of course, write the word shop with neon wires. Then you can place 2 small elm tiles, and place 2 items on them. With your remaining neon wires, write the phrase cheap items on the roof. And also add 2 items. As you can see, our shop is already amazing. Now we can get to the most important part, the shelving. The materials you will need to build the shelves, start them from the loose item box, are 6 cherry floors and 3 wires, and to build the axe shelf you need 4 2/4 oak wedges, 2 oak smooth walls, 4 oak posts, 2 cherry smooth walls, and 3 wires. Then to build the large item shelf you need 2 large oak tiles and 6 wires. Finally, to build the 2 table shelves you need 4 long oak tables and 6 wires. Just in case you didn't know, wires are at Wood R Us. To build the loose item box, place 6 cherry floors in a form of a rectangular box. Then fill it up with any small loose item you want. And write the price with wire. To build the axe shelf, place 2 cherry smooth walls, then 2 oak smooth walls on top. Then place your 2/4 oak wedges at the back of the smooth walls. Also, I used a guiding blueprint and oak posts. Then place the axes that you want to sell, and write the price. To build the large item shelf, first temporarily move the white neon wire here, then place a large oak tile, and another one 4 studs away from the ceiling. After, place the neon wire back. Then you can place some large items on it, like the big turkey, and the sleigh spawner, though I had to move and quit the large tile to fit it. Then of course write the price. Now the final shelves, the table shelves, just place 2 tables on top of each other 2 times. Then place all your medium-sized items on the shelves, and write the prices under. Now finally, the storage cabins. To build one of them, you will need 4 large oak tiles, 8 small oak tiles, and 1 oak basic door. First, place 4 oak large tiles in a form of a cube. Then place 4 small oak tiles on both sides. And finally, place your door in the gap. You can build as many of these storage cabins as you want, but I built 2. And finally, you can join my Discord server and make a post in the trading channel to sell your items quicker. Now let's finally get to the next base, the stock up season base. As mentioned earlier, during events you can get limited items, and this base makes it possible for you to get hundreds of those items the fastest way possible. It includes 3 useful builds that let you instantly unload your car, your inventory of axes, and let you spawn a truck with a utility vehicle so you can drive to the shop, use the utility vehicle as a shopping cart, but store the items in your truck. To make the first build you will need 10 large tiles, 6 thin smooth walls, and 16 1/4 wedges. To build it, first place 2 large tiles. Then 4 large tiles on this side. And on the other side. Finish the box with 2 large tiles. You need to end up with a 2x4 box. At the back of the box, and 3 studs away from the edge, place a 1/4 wedge. Then place 7 more wedges going down. Repeat the same on the other side. Finally, place 3 thin smooth walls aligned on both sides. And now you're done with the basic container. Now let's get to the axe container. To build it, you will need 8 large tiles, and then go to Woodrus and buy 2 chop saws, 2 wires, and a button. Start off by making a square 2x2 box. 1 stud away from the wall, place a chop saw, and the second one facing against it. Then place down a button and connect it to the chop saw's input with wires. After pushing the button, both chop saws should activate. And this makes the easiest possible way to unload your axe inventory. Of course, you can just not build the chop saws and instead reset your character, but when stocking up on axes like N times axes or Rakiri axes, you don't want to waste extra time, so the choice is up to you. Now let's finally get to the truck and utility vehicle spawner. If you don't have it already, go to Boxed Cars and buy 1 truck spawner. Then go to Woodrus and buy a utility vehicle spawner, 3 wires, and a button. Start off by placing your truck spawner, and then 2 studs away in both directions place a large floor blueprint, and then 4 more on top. You need to end up with a 5 large floors pillar. At the edge of the large floors, place your utility spawner, then destroy all the guiding blueprints. Finally, place your button and connect it to the spawners with wires. When you push the button, both cars should spawn. Now let's finally move on to the next base, the car spawning base. In this base you can spawn unique vehicles by welding car parts, with some insane features. I want to first start with the Giga Truck spawner, because it can spawn 3 different vehicles, the Mega Truck, the Vault Truck and the Giga Truck. Though this one was not invented by me, it was designed by the Roblox user Gullible Pro Killer 1, and of course promoted by Apton. His video is in the description. Start off by getting 1 basic door. Then get a truck spawner, 3 531 hauler spawners, and a small trailer spawner. First, place down a large tile blueprint, and place your truck spawner on top. Destroy the blueprint, and place 2 large tiles on top of each other on both sides. After, place 2 large floor blueprints on top of the tiles. Then 1 stud away from the edge, place a large floor blueprint horizontally on both sides. And place a large tile next to them. Finally, 2 studs away from the car spawner, place tiny tiles. Finally, get out your 531 haulers and place them aligned with the tiny floor on both sides. Destroy the blueprints again, and place a large floor here so that it touches the both car spawners. Then place another large floor against it, and a tiny floor here. Then place a small trailer spawner so that it touches the large floor. And place a 531 hauler aligned with the tiny floor. Then finally place your basic door 1 stud away from the edge of the spawner. To spawn the Mega Truck, first open the door, then spawn your truck and trailers, open the door 2 more times and free it by moving the door and quitting. This Mega Truck is especially useful when stocking up, because it's easy to load and it has 3 times more space than an average truck. To spawn the Vault Truck, spawn a truck, open the door, spawn the top trailer, open it again and free it. The vault truck has the safety pocket feature, so next time you get wood, you won't worry about it falling out. Now finally, to spawn the Giga Truck, spawn the truck and trailers, open the door, spawn the both other trailers. To finish it, open the pocket. This one is extremely useful when getting items or wood, because it has 5 times more space than a normal truck. Now I want to introduce you the unique drift truck, fully invented by myself. And as obvious as it may seem, it can drift. It doesn't really serve a purpose but is still pretty fun to do. Also, the drift truck has 6 seats, so you can also drive with your friends. And because the drift truck is made from 3 cars, you can also turn on the lights on all of them, giving you 3 times more lights, which can be useful during the night. Finally, if you open the truck's door, the car will move too, which might seem pointless, but it actually can let you get money the fastest way possible, over 100,000 per minute. First, your friend needs to sit in your truck, and when they're inside, go to the volcano hole. Then drive over here and open the door.
Hey, help.
Send me 100,000.
Help, I'll lose my axes.
Hurry up.
Okay.
Now let's get to the materials. First, get a truck spawner, then buy 2 utility vehicle spawners, 2 wires, and a button. First, place down your truck spawner, then place a large floor over here, and place another large floor, 1 stud into the other one, and 2 studs away. And another one on top, and place your utility spawner 4 studs from the large floor. You can also verify the height by placing 5 tiny floors. And place the second utility spawner. Finally, destroy the blueprints, place a button so that it touches the truck spawning button, and connect it to the spawners. When you push the button, the drift truck should spawn, and to get inside it, you need to move the spawner and then quit. Though quite importantly, to get the ability to drift, you need to open the door, drive in the car, and only then you can drift. Now let's get to the multiple car spawner, that can be used to quickly obtain the pink car, that can then be sold for a lot of money. You will need 10 utility vehicle spawners, 11 wires, and 1 button. First, place 5 of your utility vehicle spawners aligned, and 5 more behind. Then connect the spawners with wires, using a separate wire for each spawner. And once you're done, place a button here, and connect the spawners to the button. Now every time you push the button, every car should spawn, and once you got a pink one, delete its spawner, replace it with a new one, and sell your pink car in your shop. Now let's finally get to the wood hunting base. During events such as Christmas and Halloween, you can obtain special wood. You can obtain special wood, and then sell it to players for a lot of money, or use it for building. But those kind of woods are extremely rare and spawn randomly on the map, so to get as many of them as possible you should make an observation tower. You will only need 40 thin smooth walls, that I recommend filling up with elm wood because it's easy to obtain in big amounts. And of course, to build it you will not need ladder, just reset your character, and place a thin smooth wall right behind where you spawned, and then place a real thin smooth wall in front it. After you reset your character again, you should spawn on top of it. Then keep placing thin smooth walls, and when you can no longer reach the top, start piling up the smooth walls on top of the tower, then reset and keep building. So then each time you reset, you will spawn on top of the tower, and then you can look around the map for special trees. And of course, if you will get a special tree, you want to turn it into planks as fast as possible to not waste any time, and this is why you should make this sawmill setup that has the most efficient auto unloader, and even a sorting system that separates blue spruce from spook wood. To make it, of course, you will need to make the most efficient auto unloader. The link to the tutorial is in the description, and then to make the system you'll need the following. First, buy 7 tilted conveyors, 2 tight turn conveyors, 2 straight conveyors, and 1 straight conveyor switch right. Then go to Links Logics to buy 1 wood detector, 2 signal sustains, and 1 wire. Then finally buy 14 large glass panes. First, place a floor blueprint and your tight turn conveyor on it, and then another floor and your tilted conveyor on top of it. Then place the rest of your tilted conveyors going up. Then place your straight conveyor switch right, your wood detector over here, your signal sustain so that its input touches the wood detector's output and so the arrow is pointing down. Then place another signal sustain under, set both signal sustains durations to maximum, and connect the downer signal sustains output to the switch conveyors button. Finally, place a small piece of blue spruce in the wood detector. You can test it by running a piece of blue spruce through the conveyors. Then place 2 straight conveyors and 1 tight turn conveyor. Then place your glass pane aligned with the switch conveyor, and then move it 4 studs away. Then build a 2x2 glass box. You might notice some weird spaces between the glass panes, but don't worry, it's absolutely normal. Then finally make the second box. Now you're finally done. Now blue spruce and spook wood will go to their own storage boxes. If you like this video, you will also like the best 3 sawmill setups. They are extremely useful and easy to build.